Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and this is block number 8 in the Christmas Basket Quilt project. And here is my sample block. This one is called Flower Pot, and I think it's block number 4 is also called Flower Pot, but this is a different block. There are several blocks named Flower Pot in the world here that look different. So this block I made with 2 different colors in the background. There's no flying geese units in this one, so it's all half square triangles, squares, and rectangles. So this one goes together pretty quickly, and you can use whatever method you like for making your half square triangles. So just do whatever works best for you. I'm using triangle paper in this project, so I hope you'll stay with me, and I'll show you how to put this block together. Okay, I have laid out here the fabrics that you need to make block number 8. This block is called Flower Pot, and we had a previous block that was also called Flower Pot, but this one is a bit different. No flying geese in this one. It's all squares and rectangles and half square triangles. So I have my triangle paper out here that I'm going to use. Now my directions that you can get by clicking the link to my blog that's in the description box below will have the directions for 2 at a time half square triangles without triangle paper. So this is kind of the same idea as we have the diagonal line that we're going to sew on both sides of, but they're kind of grouped together. So I have a couple of different layouts here of this. But anyway, for A, if you're going to do it the 2 at a time method, you need 5 3-inch pieces. For B, you need 3 2.5-inch squares. For C, you need 3 3-inch squares. For D, you need 1 2.5-inch square. And for E, you'll need 2 2.5-inch by 6.5-inch rectangles. And then for the backgrounds that go with these 3 pieces up here, you would need 8 3-inch squares of your background fabric. That's letter F. So we're going to start with our half square triangles again. So I'm going to switch the camera view, and we're going to start sewing these half square triangles. Okay, I have just 2 different colors of fabric other than the background fabric in this block, but you can use as many colors as you want. You can change this around however you want to. So when I'm using triangle paper, I'm going to put my fabrics right side together, and even when I'm doing the 2 at a time method where I'm drawing the diagonal line, also do that right sides together. And I'm going to pin the paper on here through both layers, and then I'm going to sew on the dotted line. Here we go. Sew on the dotted line, and I'm going to lower my stitch length to 1.5, and that'll make more perforations in the paper, so it makes it easier to tear without pulling your stitches out. So I'm just going to go ahead and stitch on this dotted line. And then swing around and sew on the other dotted line. Now I'm going to go ahead and sew all the other papers, all the other half square triangles, and then we'll go to the cutting board and we'll trim these. Okay, so now I'm ready to cut all of my half square triangles. So I'm going to trim them all down, and I want to trim the paper on the solid lines. And if you're doing the 2 at a time half square triangles with drawing the diagonal line on the lighter color, you would do your trimming down after you cut them apart. You would sew, let me show you here. You would sew a 1/4 inch away from the line you drew, and then you would cut down that line, press them, and then you would trim them down to the 2.5 inch square. So these are, this is kind of doing it just a little bit different. You're trimming them down before you cut them apart. So there I have 2, and then I'm going to pull the paper back, and I just kind of fold it along the seam line, and then I can just remove the paper, and it comes off pretty easily. And I can get it open now. There I have my half square triangle. So now I need to press and trim off the dog ears, and then this will be ready to put in the quilt block. So I'm going to go ahead and trim down all of the squares, and I'll do the pressing and I'll trim off the dog ears, and then we'll start laying the pieces out so we can put the block together. Okay, now we're ready to lay out the block. So I'm going to start with the side units, and these are the 2.5 by 6.5 inch rectangles. I'll put one at the bottom and one at the side, and in this corner I need a D square. So we have one D square, and then I need the C and the F half square triangles, and they're going to go like this. And this is making the base of the flower basket. And I need a B square to go here, and then some more C and F half square triangles that are going like this. I need another, actually I need a B square here. Here we go. And then a C and an F this way. So follow your diagram and adjust as you need. So now we have the big base of the pot, and now we're going to use the A and the F half square triangles, and those are going to fill up the center part here. And this is the top row. And there we go. We don't have any leftover half square triangles on this one. So there's the block layout. So what we're going to do is sew all of this into rows. So I'm going to sew these here into one row and these into another, and then I'm going to sew all of these into rows here. Sew the rows together, then add this side unit and then that side unit. So you're going to have to watch points and places when you're sewing these together. And I'm just going to go to the sewing machine and get started sewing these rows together. Okay, here's the finished block. I think that turned out really well. So this one is block number 8. It's called Flower Pot, which is, there is another block in the series called Flower Pot. This one is made with all half square triangles and some squares and some rectangles. So no flying geese units in this one, and I only used 2 colors, and of course you can use different colors if you want to. You could, you know, make these one color and these another and then this a third, and you could break up this pot and make it different colors too if you want. So there's lots of different ways you can make these blocks. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed this video on the flower pot block. This is block number 8 in the Christmas Basket Quilt series, and it went together pretty quickly, so I hope you have the same experience with this block. If you like this video, please click the like button and share this video with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.